Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the weekly podcast, episode 56. It's been so long. It's been so long that I'm not really sure. I think it's 56. But hey, how you doing? We can finally do a full-length podcast by me sitting in my chair and not worrying about anything because everyone's at work except me. But hey, look, we're kind of not in quarantine anymore, which is I don't know, awesome. I mean, it is like life getting back to normal, if anything. But yeah, I know most places are still in quarantine. Us over here, we're kind of pretty much everything is open, as far as I know. I think it's just like nightclubs and casinos and clubs that work during the nights. Those 24/7 stuff. Where you can have crowded people in a inside place, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like weird. Those are all. They have like 12 more days until they open up, and then everything's gonna be open. And it's gonna be like business as usual sort of thing. Which, to be honest, I kind of really didn't care. I kind of really don't really care. Um, what I'm happy is that the gyms are open. They kind of opened a week or two ago, and I couldn't be more happier because look, guys, I know a lot of people are, oh, you don't need to go to the gym, especially in these times. I mean, I don't understand. Gyms are closed. You gotta work out at home, but dude, I don't even have a pull up bar at home, and there is no place for me to place one. No, I know I could buy one, and they're not expensive or anything, but I literally don't have a place to put on one because my door hinges are kind of like I'm renting the place. I can't make holes in my door hinges sort of a thing, because that would be just bad if I do it. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to have arguments with my landlord because she's usually pretty awesome, but I don't want to step on her toes or anything. But yeah, other than that, um, you have just normal exercise that you can do. And it was everything was like doing cardio, man. Everything was like doing conditioning, and it wasn't fun. It's not fun. It's fun putting a lot of fucking weights on and lifting them a few times, and you're like, yeah, look how fucking strong I am. That's what's fun, and you couldn't do that at home. Like the only thing that I could do was fill up like a bag full of like water bottles or whatever. That was like 11 kilograms at max. I fucking can curl this shit with one of my hands, man. It's like it's not much. It's not much at all, and it's like it's not doing anything. It felt like doing cardio of the push-ups or of the sit-ups, the whatever, the I was gonna say all the squats and stuff that I did. Everything felt like I was just doing conditioning work, which was like, what's the point? What's the point? Because I was doing over 20 reps on every set, and so I'm extremely happy that actually the gyms are open. I can go do my exercises. My power has decreased immensely, especially I'm guessing thanks to the fact that the last month I was like, I'm not doing this home workout bullshit. Fuck that. So I just a whole month I was just like relaxing on my computer, and it was just fuck me. Like my power, my lifts were super bad the first day I went in there. They're getting normal now, but for the first time when I get there, it was like, oh man, man, I can't do this. Uh, anyway, so I was gone for like a lot of time, right? And a lot of things did happen in the UFC world. So I'm guessing this whole podcast is gonna be just uh, a mega UFC discussion thing, I guess. Because what else is gonna be, right? I missed a lot of things that I did want to talk about, but I either didn't have the time or I didn't feel at I didn't feel. Man, my voice is not used to this. It's been just 5 minutes, voice. Come on, you got this. But look, let me get another sip of the coffee. And I guess the first thing that I kind of want to talk about would be the whole John Jones drama, and then I guess we're gonna go over to like the matches, give you my 2 cents on some of the matches that did happen. I'm not gonna go bore you too much with the matches, I guess, because you probably already heard it all of the analysts and everything has happened, and we haven't really had. I mean, last week were like the last matches that I kind of want to talk about, but sure. First of all, let's go to the UFC John Jones drama. So for those of you that don't know, you're probably not following UFC news, which is what you're doing on this podcast because it's literally all I talk about. I guess not really, but when I have stuff to talk about, it's all about UFC. So I couldn't imagine someone who's not into the UFC tuning into these podcasts and listening to them. But anyway, so if you don't know, Jones and Dana White were like having a little bit of a fight. Jones was on Twitter, Dana White was on press conferences. So apparently Dana White said, not apparently, but he did come out and said, look, Francis and Jones is not gonna happen because Jones wants too much money. After which Jones came on Twitter and just started spewing the biggest BS ever. Maybe we don't you don't really know if it is BS just yet in this part of the story. Anyway, I don't know. Look man. So Jones comes on Twitter. He says, "Oh, Dana White is lying. I didn't ask for much money. I didn't ask too much money, or I didn't ask for that much money, or whatever. I didn't ask." Essentially, he wanted to pretend that he didn't really wanted money for the fight. And he was happy with everything. It's just Dana White didn't want it to make that fight happen. And at that point, I mean, I was like, I don't know who to believe really, because you know what? I can see Dana White not wanting to make the Francis Ngannou fight. Jones is horrible right now. Jones is in the worst shape of his career because he's not taking pets. But look, you wouldn't want someone that can actually knock out Jones to fight him because he's like the special boy of UFC, the undefeated champion of that stuff. So I was like, well, maybe Dana White doesn't really, he's not too confident in Jones's skills right now, so that he can fight Francis. So next press conference, Dana White comes up and he's like, "Oh, I'm not lying to you. I have even text messages. Why should I be lying to you?" At which Jones goes on Twitter again. He says, "Oh, show those text messages." And then the next press conference, Dana White is like, "Oh, I don't care. I'm not gonna show those messages. I really don't care." And at this point, it looks like Dana White is like, yeah, Dana White's lying. It feels like, okay, well, White is in the wrong here. He's lying. But then the idiot that fucking Jones is, he comes up on Twitter. He's like, "Release me from my UFC contract. I can make a lot more money in boxing." And it's like, okay, what the fuck? I thought you weren't doing this for like the money. But now when you saw that, hey, your shit's not gonna run with Mr. Dana, you're like, well, okay, fucking release me. I wanna go and make money. And it's like, he did it in the worst possible way, man. Okay, he did it in like such a bad way. And now that this came up, like Jones fans are still like, oh, Dana's still shady. He doesn't want to show those messages. I understand why Dana doesn't want to show those messages, because it's good for him when two fighters have drama between them. It sells, because it sells more pay-per-views, because people are more invested as well. People are more emotionally invested when two fighters have drama between them. They want to settle it on the ring. That sells pay-per-views. Okay, that sells fucking pay-per-views. But if the president of the UFC has drama with another fighter, that doesn't sell shit. That just makes the company look shady as fuck, And so he just wants to like shut the drama as fast as possible. That's like the only thing he really wanted. This is why he didn't come up. Oh, here are text messages and here this and here that. So he has done so much stuff for Jones that he's like, I don't wanna. If we continue working with Jones, I kind of don't want him being something else bad in like his history, which there is plenty of stuff. And the fact that Jones just went so hard on Dana, telling him, oh, he like ruined my career, or he is tarnishing my career, whatever the fuck he said over there. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like seriously, how fucking ungrateful can you be? How fucking ungrateful, man. Dana White has done so much for this guy. Like, if it wasn't for Dana White, Jones wouldn't have a career right now. Okay, he wouldn't even have the chance to go boxing, to go pro in boxing. That's like, ugh. It's like, how far up your own ass must you be, man? He's literally biting the hand that's feeding him. Okay, Dana White has done so much for Jones's career. Do you really believe that if he was in any other federation and he got caught twice with illegal substances in his system, do you think anyone else was gonna sign him up? Do you think that? Now, I'm not saying that Dana White did it because, oh, he's so good and he can't just watch poor Johnny Bones out there living like a bum or anything. No, no, I get it. Like, Dana White saw that there's an opportunity that, hey, maybe people would want to watch this guy. Hey, I should bring him back. And the thing is, probably when he fought Cormier the second time, that was big. That was a big fight and probably sold a lot. Okay, so maybe then, well, maybe it's worth keeping him. But Jones can't sell pay-per-views. I can't tell you the last time I was really hyped to watch Jones. It's just like, Jones does not sell shit. He doesn't. And even if Dana White made that fight with Francis, it wasn't. Both of them don't sell shit. They're just not people that sell pay-per-views. The only fight that I can see selling good with Jones in it is if he takes on Cormier again. But the Jones without the pets, without the anything else, and people are gonna probably rooting for Cormier to beat the shit out of him, because that's just the only fight, the only logical fight that I can see that will sell a lot of pay-per-views is that, or maybe this new thing which Jones said, oh well, release me from my UFC contract and then call me in a year where when Adesanya is ready. He wants to fight Adesanya. He wants to stay. The thing is, he said that just so he can stay relevant in the MMA world, just in case stuff doesn't work out with him in the boxing world. And the thing is, I don't see him succeeding boxing at all. His whole game has always been leg kicks. He always, kicks. The kicks were one of his most important weapon in the UFC. And it's like, he's not good at boxing. He's not good at boxing. When has he really outboxed someone? Especially in like his last three or four matches. It's like, the guy can't even finish people. His whole game plan is, I'm gonna run away from you and hopefully you get tired. This doesn't really happen in boxing. When have you seen the like to this level that Jones is doing in his last few matches, especially the Reyes match? Like, the first 3 rounds he was just running away from Reyes. That was the whole fucking thing. It was so stupid, dude. It was so stupid. I don't see that being something that you can do in boxing. I think that you can even have points taken if you just run away and don't engage at all. It's like, oh man, it's kind of stupid. I don't see him succeeding in boxing at all. He's gonna get his ass kicked in his first fight, and then he's gonna go back to Dana White and cry that he wants to come back in the UFC. That's gonna be it. And the thing is, if I was Dana White, I don't know if I would have this man back, because I already know he doesn't really sell much. Like, yeah, maybe if he went boxing and he lost, and then he comes back to the UFC, maybe his first match is gonna like be a big seller, because oh, Jones is back from a loss in boxing, whatever. But he's back in the UFC, so maybe that's gonna be a fight that's gonna sell a good amount. But I myself wouldn't really give him more than a 3 fight contract, because I'll see, yes, the first fight's gonna sell well. I'm gonna see how his next 2 fights sell. He's not gonna be a champion. He's not gonna come back and be a champion. He vacated his title, so when he comes back, he's not gonna be a champion. I can guarantee you that, because to be a champion, you actually need to fucking fight. And yeah, if I was Dana White, and if I bring him back in the UFC, I'll give him 3 fights, 3 fights to prove that he can sell fucking pay-per-views. If he can't, fuck off, okay? Because if I was in Dana White's shoes, I have done so much for this man. I've even tried to fight to relinquish his only professional was, whatever the fuck, man. His was that was, that is a was that it was disqualified. It was just because Jones fights dirty. That's why he got disqualified. He has always did that. Okay, as a fighter, he has always did that, and he can't in boxing. He can't throw kicks at all. He can't throw illegal knees at all. So that's gonna be really fucking funny to me, uh, because look, the fucking Anthony Smith fight that he did, Jones was just desperate to finish Smith. Smith didn't fight back. I've said this a bunch of times on the podcast before. Smith was just a punching bag. He was not fighting at all. He was just there for Jones to punch, and Jones couldn't put him away. Jones couldn't put him away, and he got desperate. He got desperate. He fucking poked him in the eye, which is another thing you can't do in boxing. So there is another fucking weapon in Jones's arsenal that he can't use if he's boxing. And yet he just couldn't put a punching bag away, man. He was so desperate. A lot of people were like, oh, it was, he didn't mean to knee him to the head or whatever, or he thought he has stood up or something. No, he wasn't. Like, he was on top of Smith for like at least good few seconds. It's probably even 10 seconds top of him, trying to hit him, and Smith just had shit on like his hands on his face, so he couldn't hit him. So he got up, fucking kneed him to the head. He knew what he was doing. Like, there's no way that you have so much fights, that you're so experienced in something, and then you're not sure of what you're doing. It's not what happens. It's not what happens. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was like, I'm gonna fucking knee this bitch to the face. Fucking do it. I don't give a shit anymore. He was just desperate. It was just desperation. It was his first fight, coming off of his latest suspension at the time, and he just wanted to finish his opponent. His opponent was not fighting. His opponent was just there, and Anthony Smith stood 5 rounds with Jones without doing anything. He was just there getting punched, and Jones couldn't fucking finish him. So yeah, I mean, this is why I'm like, what like, this guy is not a champion. He can't finish people without taking his fucking juice. He can't fucking finish people. He hasn't finished anyone since he returned, and he's apparently clean. It fucking shows. And him just going after Dana White like that, the only guy who actually fucking, I don't know, fucking cares about him. And he's like, oh, well, no, Dana White is lying. I don't want money. Dana White's just lying. And then when he sees his bullshit is not working, it's like, well, I can make more money in boxing, so fucking release me from my stupid UFC contract. It's like a fucking baby, man. How many fights does he has? How many fights does he has? what fucking contract did he sign that it's like a million fights, probably a few more fights left until he had to renew his contract. But the thing is, I get it. Like, if he's gonna go into boxing, he's gonna be like, well, I don't wanna go to boxing with my last fight being a loss or me not being a champion anymore. So I'm gonna vacate the title and I'm gonna go boxing. Like, he's gonna get his ass kicked. He's gonna fucking get his ass kicked. No matter what, man. He's not a boxer. Jones is not a boxer. Jones just likes to play dirty, and he has a lot less chances to play dirty when it comes to boxing. So yeah, man, I don't know. I kind of even feel like good riddance because he's scared of Jan. Jan Bogovic has serious chances of just finishing Jones because Jan goes in. Jan goes in hard. He doesn't. If you, especially if you watch his last few matches, like, you would know, Jan just goes in hard. He's not Reyes, who is gonna be chasing Jones but not really hitting him, just trying to stay with him while Jones runs around the octagon doing laps. Like, Jan is gonna just go in with punches, straight up with punches, man. And it's gonna. It, I don't wanna say shit, I don't wanna talk too much shit, but I feel like Jan was like the clear winner of that fight if Jones and Jan fight, and Jones knew it as well because Jan just has overall better striking than Jones. And overall better strike absorption, I guess. Maybe that's a little bit debatable. Maybe, okay, I'll give it that because, hey, Jones has never been put away. He was never knocked out or anything. So it's like better striking. Yes, better striking than Jones. A million percent yes. But yeah, man, we're never gonna see that fight. Jones is like, I wanna go boxing. I don't want the title. Fuck the title and all of that shit. I wanna go box. It's fuck me, man. Jones is just being a little kid. It's little spoiled brat, man. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, man. Fuck it. Other stuff. Let's go to other stuff other fights that I wanted to talk about. UFC 249. So we haven't really, man. It feels so long ago. This whole thing, but yeah, the whole Tony Ferguson just engaged thing. I'm gonna just go fast on the fights, I guess. So yeah, Henry Cejudo uh, Dominic Cruz, and that's it. I think he retired, so there's gonna be no more cringe. He's not a UFC in the UFC at least anymore. He vacated his titles, and he said that he's retiring pretty much. So I mean, good job on him, man. He did good. Like, he defeated my blah, blah, Mighty Mouse. Why was that so hard to say? But yeah, look, he defeated him. He was the best pound for pound guy for a long time, and he just kept his belt. He defeated a ped up Viper as well. So you know, but yeah, look, even though you were cringe, even though you were annoying and cringe, good job, dude. You did a good one. You retired at the top as well. So good job. Applause to you. The Francis Ngannou fight versus Rosenstruik. Yeah, that was a good fight. Francis showed that he was dominative, I guess. Yeah, I can't say anything less. I mean, the Rosenstruck fight. I don't know what I said before, but look, when you look at it, he he barely beat Overeem, which Overeem is not what he used to be. Overeem is like a shell of a UFC fighter. It's he's like, why are you not retiring it? Why didn't you retire? over him. You were on the top, and now you just falling and falling down deeper and deeper. I mean, like he kind of reminds me of Mark Hunt in a little bit, although a little bit more successful Mark Hunt, I guess. Anyway, I think that's it. And then the Tony Ferguson Justin Gage fight. That was like the big one that shook the world. Gaethje won it. Gaethje, like what happened with Tony, man? Tony was just there to be a punching bag. This whole fight. I mean, you've probably already heard everything because it's been so long ago that all of this happened. But yeah, man, look, Gaethje, congratulations. No, he didn't fight 100% Tony. We all know that he didn't fight a Tony that was on 100%. He did the camp for Khabib. The first time well, the fifth time they kind of uh ruled that out, canceled that fight. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like why Tony's fucking craziness fucked him up here because he made the weight a month before he had to make the weight, and it's just so stupid. After his match got canceled, he continued his cut, and he did it, and he had the camp for attacker. I'm guessing he trained a lot for how is he gonna survive on the ground and be a better attacker, so all of that stuff. And then he also made the cut, so he couldn't really. I guess he did hydrate it and he did do all the stuff normally, but he was already compromised. Because you do a cut a month before, you need a good amount of time to get back on like get back in good condition so that you can do another cut. But he didn't do that. He was not in the best condition when he started his next cut, probably. And Yeah, man, it was just. Why did you do that when the match was canceled? Why didn't you just slowly acclimate yourself back to being your normal pounds and your normal whatever? Because it's not just water weight. A lot of people, oh, you just cut like fucking 20 pounds of water weight. It's not just that. Like if you do your cut right, you start a month or two for like cutting, cutting and cutting and cutting, just little by little by little, and then it's like the last week where you start cutting on water weight. It's how usually people do it, and it's like, ah, he fucking cut too much. He wasn't in the best fucking condition, and he wasn't in the right state of mind as well because he was supposed to fight a grappler. He wasn't supposed to fight a stand-up guy, and yeah, that's it is what it is. I mean, I think Tony would bounce back. I feel like I guess the most important thing for Tony is winning his next fight, because if he has lost this fight, he kind of goes from like this undefeated amazing streak guy from in his head. He goes to like, oh my god, am I he starts doubting yourself a little bit, right? And then if you lose the next one, the doubt just wins over you, and he's not gonna be the same fighter if he loses his next fight as well. So yeah, I don't know. If I was Dana, maybe because this guy sells fights, Tony sells, and so it's like, okay, well, maybe I am going to give him like a fight with someone who is not that good, just so he has better chances of winning, and so that he can bounce back up, But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Tony's gonna do. He's kind of getting up in the age, so maybe he might even think about retiring. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Maybe I'd say he will probably have another match before retiring, but maybe it's his time. Maybe it would make sense after like such a long streak. He hasn't been the champion though. Maybe he would want that. Maybe he would wanna get the a title shot, and then he's gonna be like, well, okay, I'm done. with fighting, no matter what happens in the title fight. But yeah, congratulations to Gaethje. Would love to see him and Khabib go at it, and man, uh, Gaethje is probably, Dana White told him in the ring after his win that he's the next one to be fighting Khabib, and we kind of don't hear uh, McGregor talk about Khabib that much anymore. Like maybe he knows that he's not getting that fight. But then what was that thing, man? Kamaru Usman was like, okay, well, come get my belt. I'm giving you a title shot, And after McGregor started talking a lot about him, and then McGregor stopped. He didn't reply. He didn't answer. Nothing. It was just a little Twitter spat between the two of them, and then Kamaru was like, well, I'm fine give, with giving McGregor a chance at my belt. And then something else happened. Then like Anderson Silva said some nice stuff about McGregor, and he was like, I wanna fight him, and McGregor was like, make that fight happen or something, or I don't know what it was, but it's like, oh really, really, this is where we see just McGregor not being hungry for it. I guess he just wants to make a little bit more money from fighting, but he's not gonna go all out for it, I guess. Because look, if he was gonna go out, Kamaru Usman, go up a division and fucking take the belt in that division. Like how fucking awesome would that be? Go to Warweight, like that's gonna make him a legend essentially. I know that there's like a lot of these lists of who is a goat, who is a legend, who is this, who is that. Top five legends of the UFC and all that stuff. I mean, all these rankings are kind of like don't matter. I don't know why is it such a big deal right now when none of them fucking matter. Absolutely none of them matter. And you see people see McGregor and Khabib arguing about it, like McGregor is not in top five or whatever, and this and that. While McGregor ranks himself like second or whatever. It's like, who gives a fuck, man? Those are all arbitrary fucking rank lists that doesn't matter, don't do fucking anything. So who cares? You know, who gives a fuck? But yeah, man, I don't know. If McGregor takes Anderson instead of Usman, it's like, why would you do that? I'm not disrespecting Anderson, but he's just not the fighter he was. I even thought that he was gonna be. I thought he retired. Didn't he have like one last fight in Brazil? Then he retired something, or he was supposed to have. I don't know. I don't really remember, but I thought he was on his like I'm retiring sort of thing. You know, I don't know, man. But yeah, anything else? The other stuff, the next pay per view, not paper, but like the next fight night, wasn't too interesting to be honest. Bogo Ivanov versus Augusto Sakai. Now a lot of my countrymen were like, oh well, Bogoy got robbed. He I don't know what happened. So Sakai dropped the cage. I guess this is like the biggest thing, which it feels like, oh well, maybe the referee should have taken a point because it just switched the whole flow of the end of the round essentially. Because Bogoy was gonna pretty much have him on the ground, and this is where he's at his best. Now I don't know why he didn't try to tackle him other times as well. But yeah, I mean, I think even if you remove the point from Sakai, he would still win that on the judges' scorecards. But yeah, man, I don't know. It felt like Sakai was kind of like the guy that was more active. He had more shots and everything. But yeah, it was a hard fight to score. If I was a judge, my heart would probably be with Bogoy. I would want him to win, but yeah, because he was talking about he has one last fight, yeah, in his UFC contract, and he was talking about maybe I wanna fight over him. I want that fight over him. But now I don't know if he's gonna get that fight with over him. So I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know. And then the next fight, Gilbert Burns versus Tyron Woodley. Now Gilbert looked amazing. He's he's easily a top contender. I would like him and Masvidal go at it. That was gonna be because both of them are fucking savages. I think Masvidal is talking about running back the baddest motherfucker title with Nate Diaz. I don't see why. I don't see why. Like honestly, Masvidal just ruined Diaz for 3 rounds. He just owned him. There is no point for me at least to run that fight back. But why is he not chasing Usman? Because he's like the next guy who should be fighting. What? Who should be fighting Usman, man? But yeah, I would love to also see him fight Gilbert Burns. To see who's gonna fight Usman, because that, to be honest, Masvidal against Gilbert or Masvidal against Usman, a fight. Those are two fights. Either one of them, I wanna see it happen. Those are like the two fights in the welterweight that I kinda wanna see happen. Um, but yeah, I feel kind of bad for Woodley, man, because there was oop, vibrations. There was I don't know, man. I don't know. There was like so much. They showed him how he was training and all of that stuff, and he was getting ready to for a comeback, and he did took a lot of time off where you thought he'd be better, right? You thought he'd bounce back, sort of a thing, and have like a feel good story. And look, I would have kind of loved it if he put up a fight, even if he got knocked out or something. It was just, it was kind of sad, man. Because look, Woodley, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I don't know, man. Ever since the Wonder Boy fights, it hasn't been the Woodley we know, the guy that just goes and punch KOs people, and uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not him anymore. Now he's also up in the age as well, so maybe he's thinking about retiring, especially after a fight like that. Like, first of all, Usman just owned him, just did whatever he wanted with him, and then and now Gilbert did for 5 rounds. He just did everything. Like Tyron was in survival mode. Like I don't even know how Tyron didn't fucking lose in the beginning of the fight, the first round where Gilbert just fucking throw him to the ground, cut his head open. But then then it kind of shows that Tyron is a fighter, man. The Tyron is a warrior because he survived that, and then he went on surviving because he wasn't really fighting. He went on surviving um, the next 4 rounds, which I guess doesn't really make him a fighter, makes him a survivor, if anything. But yeah, man, I don't know. I wouldn't say that Gilbert didn't. I mean, I don't know. Deserve is not the right thing to say, but I wouldn't really say like, oh, I really wanted Tyrone to win or to anything, but I feel like it would have been good for his career if he was up to continuing his career. Because right now, if I was in his corner, I would strongly think about it. Is it even worth it continuing? Because his fire is gone. He's not up there fighting. He's up there surviving. It's like it's not fun, man. It's not fun to watch him at all. It was kind of sad. I honestly felt sad for Woodley. Dear man, it was just terrifying. Okay, well, we kind of got 40 minutes in, so let's look at UFC 250. I had a look at it. So Shin O'Malley is fighting, Neil Magny is fighting, and then Cody Garbrandt is kind of making a comeback as well. This thing turned off. It should have been recording? Question mark. I don't fucking know. It probably was recording, but yeah. So look, man. I don't know. The only fight that I'm kind of vaguely interested in UFC 250 is Nunes and Spencer. That's gonna be a show. It's gonna be a show. Either Nunes is gonna win by KO slash TKO slash whatever, kind of fast, or it's gonna be a little bit of a weird fight. But either way, I don't know. It's gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be a good fight, and then I kind of am not really. I don't really care for any of the other fights. It's so bland. This UFC 250. Why didn't they, if they didn't have fights to go on, why didn't they put Woodley here? Have another high profile fight. Cody, Woodley, and then Nunes. Have those three fights. Woodley didn't even need it to have a 5 round fight. Why would you put him in the main event? The guy. Maybe this is what stopped Woodley. He was like, okay, I need to conserve energy because this is a 5 round fight, and this is how I fought those 5 round fights. Fight those 5 round fights when I was a champion. I conserved the energy, and then I start fighting in the last few rounds. Well, if he was like a 3 round, you gave him like a normal fight, a 3 round fight, maybe he was gonna come out being a little bit more explosive. You know, maybe he could have stood up a little bit more of a chance. I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, Gilbert just dominated him everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. This UFC is a little bit meh. This UFC is a little bit like, why am I paying for this? Why? Why am I? Why do I have a subscription for this shit? But yeah, man. Hopefully we're gonna start getting good matches. Places are opening up to events. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna start having some more sports going on, because man, you don't you really you don't really appreciate how much you need sports, except like when it comes like they're cancelled, no sports, nothing's happening. Just like, what am I doing? I loved watching sports on Sundays. Why is it not a thing anymore? But yeah, man, look, the podcast is back. I hope you enjoyed it. A long one. I rambled a lot. But yeah, next week I'm not really sure, because this is I don't know if I said this in the beginning of the podcast, but yeah, this is a Wednesday upload. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it as a Wednesday upload, or are we gonna go back to Tuesday. But I'm gonna figure it out by next week. So yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Twitter, I guess. You can see stuff happening over there, even though I haven't really been too active lately. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of try and be more active. Try to grow my Twitter a little bit. I don't fucking know, man. Look, it's just I'm over there on Twitter. If you kind of want something, any updates, or you want to talk to me, you can also do it in the comments down below. I do read every comment I get, and everything, and I do respond if it's not a spam thing, because usually most of the comments I get are just like some spams from like some bots that after a little bit get their channels deleted, and the comment goes away. So it's like no fucking point in like answering. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This has been it. The podcast back, sports are back, the gyms are open. You have no excuse to not go and get that summer body that you want. Okay, I'm working on mine. Uh, I'm gonna get abs. It's gonna be kind of easy because I dropped a good amount of weight. Because look, I don't know what it is. Like other people during this quarantine, they're like, oh well, I gained a lot of weight. I was just sitting at home, nothing was open, so I was just eating, and I was like, how do you do that? Like when I don't train, I'm not hungry. When I haven't really done anything physical, I have been just sitting at home all day. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna eat, but I'm not hungry. I don't feel hungry, so I don't eat much. When I just sit back and don't do anything, I guess. So maybe this is just me, maybe, but yeah, I have like lost about 5 kilograms for like a little bit over a month, which is like kind of insane. Cause I have been eating. It's not like I haven't been eating at all. But yeah, I mean I know that a good amount of that is probably muscle mass as well. So I'm kind of rebuilding that. But muscle memory and all that stuff. So I should get it up and running in a reasonable time, and I'm guessing it's gonna be easier on me to get some abs this year because um because it's I'm not as fat as last year or something. I don't fucking know. But yeah, look, go do it. You're a free man once again, except if you're in America. My heart and soul goes out to the people over there, man. Like I don't know if looting is like the thing that you should be doing, but protesting is a yes. You should protest that because what happened is just shitty, man. It's just an overall shitty situation. Now I bet you the cop that did that has probably lost their job, but that's not enough, man. you know, it's not enough in my book at least. Anyway, but yeah. Also for now, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. As always, like, dislike, subscribe, comment down below. Also Twitter, also Twitter in the description. And yeah, I have 55 more other of these podcasts. So if you really want to catch up on some stuff, it's mainly UFC talk, but a lot of them are not as well. A lot of them are other stuff that I have talked about. If you want just something on the background, go ahead and be my guest. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. I'm gonna see you all next week.